Hi all, welcome to the channel. I'm Mark, this is Mark's Mods, and how are we all today? Well, I can tell you what, it's absolutely freezing outside here today. So I basically thought, why don't we do issue 21 of Build the Back to the Future DeLorean? And we're just going to be basically working on some more of the engine today. But this should keep us warm, and I want to keep warm. So with all that said, let's get modelling. Okay, let's get started. So the first piece we need is this piece here and this piece here, and this is the right cylinder head cover, and we need to put it on to the DeLorean engine basically just like, I'm going to line it up just like that, and then it needs to be secured in from behind with 2 FP screws. So let's get 2 FP screws in. Okay, that's the first one in. Quite a bit of resistance on that one. And we'll get the second one. And that's the second one in. Okay, so we'll just move the engine to the side because we need the left cylinder head now, and we've got some detail to go on this. So we've got the left cylinder head here, and we've got this detail here, and it must be going in this way up, and then that needs again securing from behind with an AP screw. So I'll get my screwdriver loaded up and we'll screw it in. It's interesting that the left cylinder head has a lot more detail than the right cylinder head. So we've got that first one in, and we'll just get this second one in. And that's the second one in. Okay, I'm going to load my screwdriver up next because I do know we need an AP screw for the next bit. And what we've got this detail here. Now it's telling us to only put it on one way because we've got a key mark here. So it's got to go on that way. So let me just try and grip it. And then that needs securing in with a good old AP screw. So let me just try and think that the best option would be is to put the screw in because you're going in at a kind of angle here. Get it started off, then get it lined up, which it is now, and then finish screwing it down. Now I'm cautious, I don't want them tabs to break off on top, but that doesn't seem to have gone properly in, and one of the tabs has come off, so I'll have to glue that back on. So just going to sort this out and then I'll be back to you guys. Okay guys, I'm back. So as you can see, I've glued that bit back on there. Just to let you know that the parts that we put on so far, this one is the control pressure regulator, and this other one that we've just put on is the oil filler cap. Okay, so moving on, the next bit we need this bit here. Now this is the air compressor front, that's what it's being called, and we've got this part here, and we're basically going to be putting these two parts together. Now I'm just seeing apparently this part that we're putting on is the air compressor connector. So It's going to be a little bit difficult to hold, but we will do our best. I can feel that nicely biting, just like so. Right, so the next part we need is this part here, and it's wanting us to put it on basically like so. And then that is to be secured in, guess what, AP screws. They really love their AP screws. So we'll try and line this up best we can and get it screwed in. Okay, that's going in nicely. And then we'll do the other side. And that's the other side in nice and secure. Okay, so the next part we need is the air compressor rear. And again, it's wanting us to put one of these brackets on, again, using 2 AP screws. So we'll get it lined up. This is the air compressor rear. But it's going on in more or less the same way as the front. So that's the first screw in. And then we'll get the second screw in. Just like that. Okay, now we need to bring this part back across because we're actually going to be now fitting these to the vehicle. And we need to put in this part first. It's going to sit on the vehicle more or less like that. But again, that needs to be secured in, and we're using AP screws. So I think the best thing to do with this is line it all up and try and get the screw in, because I really don't want to knock that tab that I've glued in. And would you believe it, when I want to do things like this, I'm all fingers and thumbs, as the saying goes. I wouldn't say this engine is harder than the Ecto engine, because the Ecto engine was not easy at all. But this seems to be going together a lot easier than the Ecto engine. The Ecto engine had a lot of pipes, and yeah, it didn't help that the pipes were way too big for the what they were going into. Okay, so now we've completed that. We've got the other side of the air compressor, and we're going to be putting that in place just like that. Again, we need to screw it down with 2 AP screws. So get an AP screw loaded up. Try and line this up. Yep, that's going in nicely. And then we'll do the second one. So second one going on. And that's all attached like so. Okay, so I have to turn the page of the magazine. we need to bring back the top part of the engine, and we need to put this in place, and it's going to go on if I can line it up. A bit like so. Okay, so that needs to be screwed in with 2 FP screws. This is when you turn it around and actually realise you have lined it up properly, but I've completely doubted yourself over it. But that is lined up because that screw's taken now. Still trying to be cautious because I don't want to knock any of them pins off. And then we'll get the second screw in. And that's quite tight going in. Okay, right, now we've done that, we need to bring across the other part of the engine because we're actually going to be fitting this now. So this more or less sits on there like that, and then we've got 2 screw holes down there, and they want to be screwed in with 2 DM screws. Now, one I don't see being an issue, but there's another one which I can actually see being a bit of a problem, so we'll try and do that one first. I can feel it, but it's not tightening. Right, no, that one is definitely not tightening, and why is that? Right, let's try again. And I've just actually noticed this top part of the engine's just not lined up properly. It is now, but it wasn't. Right, so let's have a look. Try and pop this screw back out. Let's bob this back on. It does seem to be lined up for me, but I'm going to try the other hole and see if that lines it up properly. No, that's not lining up either. Right, back in a sec guys while I work this one out. Okay, so I've got that in place. Gosh, you have to really put some force on the screws to do that. But it's on. So the last thing we need to do, we've got this pipe just here, and that's going to be going on the end of the oil filler cap, I think they called it. And it's going to be a little bit fiddly, but we should be able to do it. As long as I've got my tweezers. I'm obviously cautious about pipes going onto things because of the ecto. Oh, that's gone on absolutely lovely. And that's it. That's the finished issue 21. And doesn't that look very, very, very impressive? I'm really chuffed how that's come out. A lot more than what I thought I would be. That looks really nice, and it's got so much weight to it as well. It just is a shame, I've been told, that you don't see it much when it's in the car. But yeah, I know it's there and it's nice. And it's nice to recreate these engines that you do from classic cars, because you sort of learn something about the engine as you go along with it. But that's issue 21 complete. Well, that's it for issue 21 of Build a DeLorean, guys, and I really enjoyed that. Like I said, you know, yeah, you might not see the engine on the car once it's put in place, but you know it's there. And also, it's nice to recreate these engines that are on classic vehicles, because you kind of learn something as you're building it. So I don't care if I can't see it or not, you know, to me, I know it's there and I'm enjoying building it. So if you like this video, please give it a massive thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed, hit that subscribe button please. And if you want to be notified of any future videos, hit that bell icon for the channel. But as for always, guys, stay safe and bye for now. I'd just like to give a shout out to all my patrons that help and support the channel. Please check out their channels on YouTube as well, and thank you very much for watching.